Now, on the last episode of Off the Record, I kind of talked about Travis Scott and whether it's his fault when it comes to now 9 people dying at ASTROWORLD. I got to be honest with y'all. Travis got to get at least half the blame. I'm sorry. Yo, Travis, I fuck with you. I like you. But you got to get at least half the blame. And I'm going to tell you why. Travis Scott basically bred an environment for that to happen in. Now, granted, the reason why I'm only saying half of it is his fault is because he created the environment. He encouraged the environment. The other failures go to the other people who probably could have prevented it. Like, for example, security, like, if the medical staff could, efficiently get to people and do what they needed to do, and other things, even the police, who we saw there was a couple of cops, instead of paying attention to what's going on and people are dying behind them, they're videotaping Drake and Travis Scott. So those people are to blame too, but we cannot get around this entire rager atmosphere and culture that Travis Scott has cultivated that essentially made ASTROWORLD what it is. ASTROWORLD isn't getting 100,000 people if Travis Scott doesn't cultivate an environment for having the craziest concerts, and the marketing used to be that can you survive this? He was applauding people who passed out. He was applauding people who basically got hurt but lived. And that's one of the tricky things where it seems kind of badass until somebody dies. I even see the same shit at Playboy Cardi concerts. Everybody thinks it's cool, or nobody thinks that, hey, whether it's Cardi or just the messaging or however it's done, you can't advertise that people are breaking down security barriers to get in the concert. I get it. It makes it seem like the fan base is rabid, but when you advertise that, it's all good and well till somebody in that crowd that breaks down the fucking security barrier where they had to go through fucking metal detectors, somebody runs in that bitch and tramples everybody and gets in there with a gun. Now that person shoots 5 people and kills them. Now, is that Playboy Cardi's fault? No, just like it's not the fault of Travis Scott for those 9 people exactly dying. But it is partially their fault because they allow and they encourage that type of environment, which leads to that. Do you get what I mean? If you don't check it at the gate that, all this trampling rager shit, we gonna have, hey, if y'all want to have concerts like this, it's just kind of impossible to have 100,000 people. You can't do that with 100,000 people. You're going to have to cap your concerts at 5,000. Something where it's manageable. But 100,000 people is fucking impossible unless you have fucking drones that could fly over people to get to people who are going to be in the middle. It's just impossible. Now, Travis Scott was growing his brand, and he's now an artist who performs in fucking arenas. At some point, he should have saw or foresaw that this was a possibility and try to quell it, okay? And what does that look like to me? Stop promoting that niggas could sneak into your concert, that y'all gonna be over capacity, that is gonna be the craziest, fuck what anybody else is thinking about or going through. Just have the craziest type of fun and also encourage chaos. That's essentially why this happened. You get me? And by the way, to the other entertainers, because I seen